I got really tired of that question.
I get so much stress and anxiety about it. We have anxiety. We're struggling to fall asleep.
Those bother, I'm like, oh, sometimes the sound's the worst part.
And then I realize, I don't want to do this.
Fellas, is it gay to listen to
Exactly.
ASMR? Like,
what is ASMR?
ASMR is both a physical feeling and a genre. Most people are familiar with the genre. You see it in the form of YouTube videos. That's kind of where it first started online. Now it kind of has really expanded into, you might see it as like satisfying videos or the short form content even too. But ASMR itself stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And it is a physical reaction that a lot of people have self-reported. It can be any of your senses, but the most common ones might be sounds that you hear, feelings like a soft touch, or even visuals tend to be pretty common as well.
The warm sand on your back is a really easy one.
Yeah.
Mom singing to you to sleep or something like that.
Or like if you're sharing a secret with a friend and anything like that, just like soft whisper, relaxing, like if you're playing with a puppy or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting that tingly, relaxing sensation where you feel safe and calm.
So here's our first assumption. It comes from Cool Brother. They say it's hard to explain to their grandma what they do for work.
Yeah. My grandma doesn't really know what the internet is.
There's an older person that you're telling them I'm a YouTuber. They're like, but what do you do for work? Like, how do you make money?
Oh, that's true. Nobody
so
knows how that works.
When you also, on top of that obstacle, have to say like, and it's whispering and ASMR and like explain that category, I think it's just like. So.
You get like the, oh, that's cute. Or like the, oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's basically people who know YouTube and don't know YouTube.
I feel like my abuelita, when she was alive, she seemed relatively supportive, but didn't really need to know the details, so.
Yeah, they always like wore my merch and stuff. So like, and my grandparents spoke Spanish primarily, so like all my videos are in English. So that was another barrier for them. But I'd always get like pictures from my uncles that would visit them, and they'd have it on the TV. They'd watch it on their phone or something like that. And it's just a picture of them holding the phone like, we're supporting you. And I'm like, you can't even understand a word I'm saying in this video and you're still,
watching it.
invested.
It doesn't matter.
So I think as long as the support's there explaining it, not really that bad of a thing. Like,
Someone assumed that y'all have a sensitivity to loud sounds.
But that's true. But I'm also loud, so I don't know. It's other people's loudness that gets to me. I think it's like a person-to-person thing, though, because that's me personally, but I think there's probably other, you know, ASMR artists who love going to nightclubs or something.
Yeah, I love a good nightclub, but like.
Not me.
I love standing right next to the speaker. And just,
no, I definitely don't love like loud sounds. Everyone hates bad sounds.
Yeah, it's not like a thing that just an ASMR artist would experience. It's like, that's kind of a universal thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's a universal thing.
Do you like it when a tow truck is backing up into your room?
No.
Like, I don't think anybody would like that. But I've always been a really loud person, so like, I don't know.
People being loud doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
In crowds, it does.
Sometimes I'll get a little overstimulated, but half the time I'm like, do a cartwheel and you'll be fine. Like, you know, so I'll just do some random thing and it'll.
Of course.
I love that.
I don't know, just do something weird and then that kind of calms me down in that moment. I'm like, no, I'm the weirdest one here. So you guys can't be weirder than me. Like, it's just this dumb thing that I'll do in my head to like make myself feel comfortable in those situations.
Someone else assumed that y'all are physically unable to scream.
Let's go.
I don't think I can.
No, I don't want to. That's how you strain your voice.
Well, do you guys like make an effort to like not scream? Oh, I can't scream that loud because my job is to preserve my voice.
I actually do, yes.
Really?
Yes, when I'm at a concert or something and I know I'm going to be screaming, I actually like scream in a supported fashion.
How do you mean?
Give us an example.
Like
I need
you're
to hear
breathing,
an
you mean?
example.
Like I am, yes, like my breathing. Like it is a diaphragmatic scream. I'm dead serious, actually. I didn't really realize that, but yeah, when I'm at a concert or I'm screaming or something, I am careful not to lose my voice.
You should get your voice insured.
Cry your heart out and mail it to my door, says.
Oh, I thought that was
very beautiful name.
an instruction.
Not an assumption, that is a username. They're actually very chaotic in real life and find it hard to relax.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't relax.
Origin story is that we get into it because we have anxiety. We're struggling to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it was middle school when I started watching, and I was just looking for sleep help, and then I found it. I don't know. I have a bad sense of time, but...
Yeah, mine was high school, sophomore in high school.
And so, yeah, that is pretty much tracks.
Super accurate.
Yeah, I used to before ASMR was really a thing, I used to watch videos of people cutting open frozen paintballs. Because I was like really into paintball and airsoft and stuff. So, and it was just this video of some guy like super lo-fi, just like putting pins into paintballs and like cracking them open. And I remember it was the weirdest thing ever. You can hear him breathing a little bit in the background.
That's not weird.
That's not weird.
Okay, good.
We're all ASMRtists.
Not like,
we literally
this is amazing. Being at a table with my people, this makes me so happy. Okay. It's not like Darth Vader level, but like just that was
just
like,
enough,
why is this helping me sleep? And then slowly the comments started turning into, this reminds me of ASMR. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a thing? And then from there, it kind of just went. But the idea of starting because we can't sleep, I think everybody's done
That's
that,
very
right?
common, I think.
Like,
I've heard that time and time again, and it's true for myself too.
Yeah, on the flip side, someone assumed that y'all have great coping mechanisms, always are calm, and never struggle with anxiety.
Coming here, getting to this table,
like as I'm being mic'd up.
was a struggle.
Well, yeah, no, actually, that's amazing. No.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job at it, first of all. So
Got my little fidget under the table.
No, yeah.
Bless.
As someone who is so like prominent though, how do you deal with that like on a day-to-day basis when like filming, uploading and stuff?
Honestly, I don't read comments too much. I read like the top comments once the video's been out for a little bit. So I just get like, oh, and then I get
the
to
most
look
liked ones that are
and I'm
positive.
like, and I can't look at too much because it's just for my mental health. Like I've learned how to have better boundaries, internet hygiene wise. I usually don't read DMs. I feel emotional, the energy that's required to go through it all. It can take a lot out of you, and then I still need to save enough to then create videos too. So I sort of choose, okay, I'll make videos with this energy instead of reply to all these comments.
People might think they're secretly masochistic for enduring such long periods of tapping and brushing a camera.
I always wonder how difficult it is for people who do the really long form content with no talking. And I just assume that you just make what you enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
If you're talking about something that you're passionate about, it doesn't matter how long, whether there's a camera there or not, I feel like you can just kind of rattle it off.
I have to cut myself
there's
off.
a limit.
Do you ever cut yourself off?
Because I'm tired and I realize I haven't drank enough water or eaten food or like my eyes are really starting to just get fried. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't good for my health and I need to stop.
I feel like you are definitely the one here that makes like the longer videos. I mean, my videos cap at like 25, 30 minutes sometimes. That idea of like constantly over and over again. I can see how some people would be like, so you're just in a dark room?
If I set out all the stuff beforehand, I want to get to all of it.
Yeah.
And like I want to spend the time until I move on. I hit like 50 minutes and I'm like,
I don't have a concept of time when I'm filming, so.
Yeah.
It feels like an hour and then I look at the timestamp and it's like 7 minutes.
Really?
And I'm like, nice.
Wait, what?
Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like I run through, I'll lay out all my props right before filming a video. And I'm like, okay, this one, around 5 minutes, I should be at this one. And then I'm going to end it with that prop. I'm on like prop like second to last, then it's like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I got to do this again. I'm going way too fast right now. So.
I do the opposite.
Really?
That's really funny.
I don't know. I always think like, this will be a quick one. And then I'm like, this was not actually. I spent way too much time on each trigger. And I'm like, I wish I spent less.
No, that's funny because a lot of people assume that y'all got bored halfway through.
Sometimes I get tired,
Yeah,
like
sometimes I
get
bored halfway through. And then I switch to something else.
Well, when you're filming, have you guys ever like paused halfway through?
Yeah, because my
did
back
something
hurt.
and come back? Really?
Oh, yeah.
I try to knock it out like right away.
Setups are.
No, sometimes I stop and I lay on the floor. And then I get back up and keep going.
I'll like be halfway
I'm holding
through.
things up.
I'm like trying to look like get the camera light angle, and before I press record, I kind of just like, oh, okay, I did it. I can just relax for 2 seconds. But I've never actually tried to like pause in between. I feel like that's a lot healthier. I want to start doing that for sure.
If I still have a ton of time left, I'm like, I gotta go eat.
Have y'all developed tingle immunity?
Yeah, I guess.
I unfortunately have been in that boat for a while. But like my savior is very, I know, right? Very lo-fi, less than 1,000 subscribers, people that I just love, not only like the authentic side of it, just the iPhone propped up on a whatever you have behind it.
Good.
Yeah.
And just no mic, no professional equipment or anything. It just feels a lot more, I guess, connected. I don't know what kind of word to use there, but that is like the only way I can slightly get tingles. But most of the time I'm kind of just like, all right, I'm just gonna try and fall asleep. And if the sounds help, they do.
Yeah.
But I'm sad, I wanna go back. There's a guy named Peppered ASMR that is someone that makes like really out there roleplay videos, and he's inspired me to like do some stuff. So him and a guy named ASMR Drippy, those are 2 videos where it's like, they're my go-to whenever I feel like I'm not getting tingles from anything.
Nice.
Love you guys.
I haven't really gotten, I think, tingle immunity as much as now that I do ASMR for a living. Sometimes watching the videos can give me anxiety because I'll be comparing myself. And I go into work mode when I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I could totally do that. And it's like, wait. That's not why we're here. It still very much helps me, but it's like a last resort. I'll go to other things first. ASMR is like I woke up at 3 a.m. and I really need to get back to sleep. And then the tingles really help just like knock me out. But
I find the same thing. Like sometimes it will be distracting to watch ASMR because I'm thinking about work.
Yeah.
For sure. There's also been some channels where I'm like, if I befriend the person, then I'm like, oh, it's my friend.
Yeah, you kind of look at it.
You can't watch it the same anymore.
You're pretending to be your doctor, and it's like, we just hung out like last week.
It's like none of my friends are like, I can't watch your videos. I'm like, no, you can't watch my videos.
You shouldn't.
You know me too well.
Don't.
Yeah,
Like, you need like more of a stranger for some reason.
Kind of pull behind that curtain, and you're like, I know who you are. I know what you're
Watch ASMR without headphones is my tingle immunity.
Really?
That's how I only watch it because I hate the feeling of
I don't
headphones.
really love headphones either.
Next assumption, this comes from Cookie. They say, I assume it gets extremely frustrating to film with airplanes, stomach gurgles, and other people.
Stomach gurgles.
Dude, my stomach is my own worst enemy.
Preach. Cookie, I love you. You're everything. That's probably the biggest, at least for me. I'm not trying to speak for the whole community.
No, speak for us. Speak, Brian.
Planes and helicopters, my God.
I had to build an entire studio. I had to build a whole studio because it really was so heinous. Now I have my studio, great, no regrets, and now my own worst enemy is my own stomach, which is a lot, and my wrists popping.
I just heard it right.
That's a trigger. I feel like I've slowly, what I've been teaching myself is to at least embrace a little bit more. Not all of them. I'm still flipping off like certain cars and things like that are like motorcycles. Other noises and stuff, I think I kind of relax about it because I noticed that I'm the one making a big deal of it, but most of the times in the comments, like no one's out there being like, and those cars woke me up and this and the other, or I would get frustrated with my cats. I know you have a dog. I don't know if you have pets. You have.
A cat and a dog, yeah. They always scratch at the door.
Yeah. There was a time where I'd get frustrated at my cats because either they'd start, fighting each other, or I have a pretty vocal cat called Seafoam, and he just like wants to like cuddle whenever I'm filming. And I'm like, wait, you just gotta wait a little longer, bud. And he's like, absolutely not, never, no. Yeah, they get the cuddles when they want the cuddles.
I love that.
Cats know. And so I kind of have embraced their meows as well, or like their little disruptiveness in the background, because I think it's cute. And
it's
I think
authentic. When doing mine, because they're always like acting, like it's always a role play or something.
Yeah.
Like I almost try to like bring
Improv
it in. Yeah, like, and I've seen other ASMRtists do that all the time. I love it because it's like you're in the middle of a doctor checkup and then you hear this loud plane and I'm like, are they taking off already?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my private jet. Just
do that.
Throw some improv in it or something. But because when you're there, you hear it and you're like, oh, that must have ruined that entire take. And then once
really
I'm editing it,
it's really not that bad.
You barely hear it. And I'm like,
based on the
oh
mics
my
you're
gosh.
using, like it really depends. Like a lot of the time it's not gonna be that bad.
Charlie here assumes that y'all get vocal strains from long periods of whispering.
Ever.
Well,
I do soft spoken and that sometimes will strain me, but like whispering, I feel like I can whisper forever.
if you're whispering and you're trying to be loud, like if I'm trying to get someone from the other side of the room, like, hey,
Oh God, it's the worst.
then it'll strain your voice worse than just talking or yelling.
What you're doing right, I wish I can do that. Like there's times where I'm like, just like let it all the way out. Okay, I'm just gonna, is this? Yeah, you're letting it out. Oh, is this good? Wait, no, you're letting it out. I got GP approved. I'm fine.
Wait, you didn't actually. You got me approved.
And I got, everybody's approved. No, but like, is it when I'm like this? Oh, okay. What's up, guys? We're just gonna keep it. Okay.
I like to imagine that anytime there's a cut in scenes, they are all breaking into laughter.
That is an assumption I get all the time, which is like, oh my God, you must have had to do this so many times. You must have been cracking up at yourself. I'm like, no, that is really flattering, but no.
There's not that much glitz and glamour.
I'm so funny.
Yeah.
No, it's usually so boring.
People expect like the whole like, oh God, messed that one up, action again. But like half the time it's just like,
it'll be pretty internal.
And this has been covered a lot already, but I wanted to know if y'all still get the assumption that ASMR is just a sexual thing. If there's anything that you do to make sure that you're not sexualizing yourself. Because I know that was the biggest thing whenever ASMR came out. It's like everyone thought it was that. But do people still assume that for y'all?
From my experience, that question has been answered so many times that it feels like people have finally gotten the hint that anything can be sexual. Luckily, it's gotten a lot better. Whenever I did any sort of interview about what is ASMR, it really was almost always followed by like, is it sexual? And like that, I got really tired of that question. Base-wise, ASMR is, it's definitely something new. And I think that people struggle to understand something they're unfamiliar with. And so they will immediately associate it with like, oh, it must be a sex thing because I don't get it. It's kind of one of those things where it's, once you expose yourself to the ASMR community as a whole, it's fairly self-explanatory.
It's good. I'm glad people have moved past that because I think that was a big thing at the beginning.
Yeah. People get very confused.
And because I guess, you know, just in this society is like sex is so taboo, but like why? Because it's also kind of with the context of like if it's sexual, then it's somehow.
Yeah. It also really bothered me that ASMR was one of the first genres on YouTube that I saw be more dominated by women.
And so immediately like, is it sexual?
Yeah. And so they're like, oh, well, there is no other reason why this could be popular or why you might be of any value.
Very few times, usually when I say I do ASMR, 9 times out of 10, they'll say like, well, I thought girls did that. And I'm just like, I get people saying like, you know, like, oh, is that the girl like thing?
No
and I'm just like,
way.
What? Like, there's a bunch of male ASMR, and like recently too, I've heard that, and I'm just like,
that's annoying. Fellas, is it gay to listen to ASMR? Like,
I get that all the time, and it's just like, bro, like, it's okay to just kind of turn that part of your brain off for 2 seconds.
A guy is looking at me.
Exactly. I
That's
love
the
that,
most warmth they've gotten from a fellow
Yes,
male.
It's like very uncomfortable. Like, if you're not used to it.
Wisco DBO says that the unsolicited, inappropriate DMs they've gotten over the years could fill a 1 terabyte drive.
Aw.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Way more than 1 terabyte. So many. Unlimited. The limit does not exist. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
If you're sending me unsolicited things, you're sending it to yourself. I'm not looking at it. So you're having a conversation with yourself.
Sad.
Very.
So we're going to move off that topic. And we had commentary YouTubers in here last week, Jarvis Johnson, Chad, and Sandwich.
I assume they have really intricate sound setups.
They want to know, is there a go-to setup for ASMRtists? Is there a starter pack?
No.
Starter pack would be like a Blue Yeti. Is like
That's the OG.
Is a meta.
That's what I'm always using.
But it's like amazing.
That's good. I don't think
I just filmed a video with the Blue Yeti last week because I just love how it sounds.
Me too.
And so it's kind of like, why get any other one if you could have a Blue Yeti?
It's like if you're starting out, get a Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
If you're at the past million mark, get a Blue Yeti. Like you'll get it
always
regardless.
have the Yeti. Always
have
the
one
Blue
in
Yeti.
your rotation.
The commentary YouTubers also wanted to know, do y'all hear sounds and just think of work?
Yeah, sometimes.
I disconnect myself from that a lot. Like when I touch things, like I said, it's very physical for me. So whenever I'm touching something, I go, oh, wow, that could be relaxing in some way. But sounds, not really.
It comes up all the time. It's just like, it's ingrained in my life. I don't know, dude.
The question is just so general that my brain is struggling to. What do you mean?
It was kind of a joke.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, everything is what?
I love that you had to explain that.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, we were supposed to laugh. Oops.
Yeah, it was a joke. Sorry.
Oops, we missed that.
Sorry, no, I love it.
Jada Bugs says, I'm wondering what type of research goes into this as a profession. Do they study sound therapy?
Wow.
Not fun.
Yeah.
Not honestly.
Sound therapy. I do a lot of research for my videos, and it's like random.
For like preparing a role play or
yeah,
anything
if I'm being a dentist,
you're gonna research.
I'm about to Wikipedia so many dentist things. You know,
Really?
watch a ton of videos. I just like it though.
yeah.
I think it's just
fun.
Yeah, it's just really fun.
Yeah.
Since mine's more like on the comedy side, I'm like, the more ridiculous and the more wrong I am, the better.
You're like
Right.
you want to be ignorant.
You
don't want to know.
I mean,
That's
it's a
what I'm
character.
saying.
Don't get me wrong. It's a
you-
character.
The
but
less
like-
you know, the more
Yeah.
you can just make up.
I will look at myself before walking into the studio in a mirror in a full doctor's outfit, and I'm like,
Yes.
you don't know what you're doing.
No.
Like,
Dude, I feel like I could be a doctor.
exactly.
I'm
like,
ready.
You convinced me with your role plays.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
just count all the
I do
cranial
like
nerve
being,
exams.
I like being as realistic as possible sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like there's one time like I got requested to do Lord of the Rings and I'm like,
Ooh.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings. So then I had to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then I did all this research to make sure it was right, and still like 50% of the comments were like, that's incorrect. That's wrong.
That's
wrong.
just
And I'm like,
the
I'm never doing
community,
Star Wars. I'm never doing it.
Do y'all have just a closet full of props? Like,
and overflowing.
Drawers.
Yeah.
And
I
a
have
room
floor to
and
ceiling
floors.
bins throughout my whole studio. They're very organized. I'm actually very proud of it.
I'm jealous.
Need to get there, yeah.
I got a label maker. I have all my bins that they stack. And they're all floor to ceiling and everything. I know exactly where everything is.
I love
Oh my God.
See, that's for us, no, it's very much open the closet and like 5 things fall out as you're
Really?
opening it. I mean, not that bad, but like pretty much.
What's your most random box?
We have a miscellaneous box where it's just like, there's slime, then there's like a face mask and maybe like a brush or something. And it's like, that's the one where if you can't find it in the original box,
Probably
it's in
there.
that box.
Miscellaneous
Yeah.
box.
We had an assumption that y'all's sleep schedule is chaos.
Yes.
So bad. Oh, it's so bad.
I'll be like, oh, wow, look at this. I'm waking up at like a reasonable hour, like 8 every day. And then I'll have a video where I'm up until 5 and I'm like, well, that's over with.
Why does that happen? Every once in a while, I'm so good. And then I'm like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm awake. And then it ruins everything.
Definitely scheduling is really hard, but go to bed at 2 a.m. and my body will always wake itself up at like 7 or 8.
Oh, good for
So
you.
it's like, it's terrible. No, it's not.
it's a curse.
I wish it
Really?
was a good. No, it's bad
wish
because it's like I'll wake up and I'll just be stuck with that tired feeling all day.
Oh, that's true.
Because I
Yeah,
can't go
that's
back
true.
to bed like 90% of the time. I try, but it's
How
like
how many hours y'all sleep a night?
I really try to get 8 because I can. And I'm very grateful. Yeah, I try.
Right.
6 to 8 probably.
Yeah.
8 on a
Yeah.
good day for sure.
Except for those filming nights.
You
but-
look so jealous.
3? What are
She's
we
looking
talking
at her
about?
like
It
4.
used to be like 3, like all the time.
Consistently.
It was like 3 to 5, and I was
man.
unwell.
There's chaos, but if you can manage it, it'll work out regardless.
works.
You know, yeah.
There's
It's
too much
fine.
to do during the day.
Yeah.
I hate being asleep. Like anyone else?
Any other ASMR artists hate sleeping?
Are there any ASMR sounds that just like don't work for you? Is there any? Because I feel like I can't do food.
Yeah,
It's
that's the most divisive one.
Mhm.
People are like really on team dry or wet sounds, it feels. I tend to like dry sounds. I like tapping, scratching.
Tapping, I think, is like the forefront of like the most iconic one for me, at least. Like whispering, some people would say is like the foundation of what an ASMR video
Mine's
is.
soft speaking.
But least favorite would probably, I don't know, scratching on things.
Yeah,
Like,
it totally depends.
yeah, it's
Somebody
just-
can do the same exact trigger and it like works or doesn't work. You can't. Yeah,
You're gonna
like-
satisfy everybody.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
exactly.
No,
Just find the person that you like.
Okay, so one thing people are wondering about is the like difference in audience between like male ASMR artists and female ASMR artists. Like what? I don't know if like you look at your demographics a lot.
I don't know. I think it's majority women. And then, I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's very sought after, honestly.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
have
you
majority
kind
female.
of you tend to receive you receive the audience from like what you put out for sure. I believe mine is like 60 male identifying. I want to say. I don't know. I won't explain myself honestly. I'm not gonna explain myself. Just watch the videos. Just watch the video.
I'm definitely on the extreme. I think I'm like 90% men and like 10% women.
So
yeah.
interesting.
So it's definitely the fact that I've done a lot of video game stuff, meme ASMR sometimes, like ASMR, but I'm a waffle.
Why is that gendered?
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
That's the main question that every
That's a
time I'm
whole
talking.
other
Yeah, that's a
topic.
different- that's a different round
whole other
table.
topic. I do think men watch men. Women, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know.
know.
Strange.
What did y'all do as a career before ASMR?
None of your business.
You don't tell? You don't tell? Classified. I was a student, so I was a
same.
film major at Northwestern. I got a job at an editing house, and I said, no, thank you. So I was a student and a nanny and starting my YouTube channel. So I did not go out that year.
Being a filmmaking major, that's amazing.
That's kind of
love
why
it,
I
yeah.
started it, because I'm like, I know people were not appreciating YouTube. They were not appreciating even the ASMR genre, where it's like, I think I can bring something to the table that like hasn't been done before, like bring my interests and hobbies to my channel. So that's when I started, and I was just like, I hope people like my content.
I was going to college studying criminal justice, and my first job was at a Michael's Arts and Crafts.
Oh my God.
And I got recognized when I was at
No
like 40,000
kidding. Isn't that
subscribers, and I was like at my job, and it was just this
You're like,
person
I
that was
quit.
like, I think I saw a video of you doing something, and I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah, controller sounds. I'm like, oh my God, like, yeah. That from there, I became a marketing head of a local bank in my city.
Oh my God.
I feel like that really helped me, because when I finally quit that job to do YouTube full time, I just went to my boss one day and I was just like, hey, I really like YouTube and this is my passion, and this job's kind of taken away from a lot of time away from that. So from there, I just went full-time on YouTube.
Takes a leap of faith to start a channel for sure.
I was so nervous.
I feel like your story is kind of similar to mine in that I was pre-med and I had done like a little bit of shadowing, a little bit of research, and then I realized I don't want to do this. And I think in that panic, I kind of also felt suddenly this freedom to like, well, I guess I could do anything. And like, why don't I just explore the things that I'd been ignoring, like different creative impulses and stuff like that. Because before that, I would not have considered myself to be a creative person. There'd be times, you know, where you're just out and about and you're tapping. You're like, ooh, that would make a great sound. I'm like, nah, but I'm not going to film it. And then enough of those things piled up where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it just for fun, not for anything else. I still need to figure out my real job, and I'm just going to do this for fun. And then my channel was like already growing in a way that I was really surprised about. And I was like, well, what if I just gave myself permission for like the next year to do this as like my thing? And then here I am.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Leap of faith earlier. That's exactly. That's great.
It really was.
It's amazing.
Noob Gaming says, I'd personally assume that they'd be embarrassed to tell other people about their job.
Maybe at first.
What about now?
I think now it's more I wonder how they might feel or treat me after I share this. And if they knew as well, like, because sometimes numbers, people get like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
And
I'm kind of embarrassed about that.
yeah, like, I don't want you to know. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm just
I would be like, I have X millions of
Because you sound like that all the time, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
You tell someone how many subs you have or
That's what
something.
I get embarrassed about. So I'm not embarrassed that I do ASMR. I love talking about it. People think it's cool. I'm like, great. I would love to talk about it. Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a little embarrassing. I'm like,
I still get a little embarrassed whenever somebody like pulls it up in front of me. I'm like, don't do that, sweetie.
Let's get out our objects. We're going to move to whispering and soft speaking from now on. We're going to be doing a tier list. So I'm going to name different types of ASMR as different role plays, and y'all are going to put them in a tier S, A, B, C, D, F.
Okay.
Like regular grading, but then S.
Okay. Got it now.
Okay. All right. The first thing to rank is haircut role play.
Get a brush right there.
I would say that that's an A tier for me.
I'm more on like A tier for haircuts.
Then I'll go to an A. I'll go to an A.
It's bread and butter for me, so I like it.
I do love hair brushing.
I'm going A tier for haircut.
Okay,
A tier for haircut.
A tier.
Cranial nerve exam.
S. I think the cranial nerve exam is the ASMR role play. That has to be S tier for sure.
It's like, it's the follow the directions. It's the, okay, we're gonna check your personal attention.
Yeah.
The little like check, okay, every single feature. It's your face.
Yeah.
Smell the smell of the smell. The stuff like, yes.
You go through all the senses.
Yes, exactly. S tier.
Yes.
Video games.
You're biased because I saw you.
That's like my most popular video.
I think that's an A for me.
I like video games, but I'm gonna be honest. I think it's like B. It's like
Airplane.
I mean, it's just not as popular anymore. B tier.
All right, the next one is
S tier. S for me. I got tingles just now. That's all you gotta do.
Over there, and I can get tingles. Yeah. Just like a little.
But something about the phone case.
Is it the phone? Is that
It's the phone case for me. Yeah, I have. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, you got the chills. I like wood tapping. Wood tapping is like the best for me.
You're gonna need to stop. Okay. I'll fall asleep.
okay, so that's eating.
D because sometimes it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big community, like the mukbang community.
Yeah,
it's like
we love you. You do a great service.
But
It's a sibling to ASMR is what I said.
Yes. So like
I don't sometimes there can be a really good crunch. Yeah. I have definitely enjoyed some eating sounds, so I put it at D.
D tier.
Friend does your makeup.
S.
Yes, dear. It's very like in your face personal attention. Whenever you can like be super close to the camera, I think that's S right away.
Those are the ones that usually I really enjoy for like lo-fi, where it's like someone who's so new to ASMR and they're just like kind of hitting the mic a little, and like you just hear the little makeup sound. It's so clicky clacky.
It's a universal. Anybody can watch that and like love it.
Yeah, exactly.
S tier.
S tier.
S tier.
Ear licking.
For me.
For me.
aggressive and
it's like a really visceral sound. So it's like so. Yeah, like most people will put that at an S or an F. Yeah, you'll rarely find somebody putting that at a C, but there are tons of people who put that at an S.
Yeah. Did we get our first F on the list?
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
It's an F for me, darling.
Slime.
There's so many different textures of slime. And the add-ins matter so.
Do you want to see it? We're putting a lot of stuff in C. I feel like
because it's mid.
It could be nice, but like I think I agree.
I like when people tap on the containers the most.
I
Like when people tap on the containers of it and open the lid. You're like, yeah, that's it, and then they take it out, and then I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, we're feeling C on slime then.
Yeah, C in general.
C for slime.
C for slime.
C
It's like we don't know how to spell it.
Prison escape roleplay.
I love silly roll.
It's honestly, yeah.
I would click on that. So and the thing is, I love just reading the titles and seeing the little thumbnail. I rarely actually click it, but just reading it is like, my day is better. I don't know how to explain this, but this is the best place to try. Is that like, you're in a safe space. The like absurdity is like a trigger for me.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, it's weird, and someone's like doing something weird, and like we're playing, pretend we're playing make believe, and I'm interested. Like that triggers my ASMR.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of suspending reality together.
Just like we're playing pretend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go A for that one.
Yeah.
Just because the creativity.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun. Like spoon, like digging through the dirt, or
Shawshank Redemption.
and like getting your like shank out. Yeah, but it depends.
This is my ASMR.
Prison. I'm picturing like JoJo right now.
Yeah.
Like Jolene escapes from prison ASMR. You'll see that on my channel in like 3 months.
I love it. Yeah, we're like writing these ideas down. I said A. Where are you guys feeling?
Like A,
That's
because
S,
it's just
but A.
Gym roleplay.
Or like gym from the office.
You know, Gym Bro, yeah.
The gym role plays are not actually relaxing, and they're not absurd enough for me, so I put that at a D.
I haven't seen one except where you're a gym bro.
Did you actually watch?
A little bit.
So absurd.
It's like almost like a yearly thing I do now for the new year. So you want to get fit this year, huh? But I really play up the Chad character. But I think you're right with like, it's not like a perfect environment where it's like, that'd make a good ASMR video. I'm going D as well.
Okay.
Oh, look, Rhea.
Weird kid on the bus talks to you ASMR.
S.
Those exist. There's a lot of like weird girl in class. Please with your hair.
But they are never weird enough.
Yeah, when you say weird, get weird, you know?
You better be weird.
Weird isn't, oh, sometimes I just wear 2 rings instead of 1. That's like, wow, you're so weird.
Put weird in the title. I swear to God. I'd probably be like a B or A.
I'm close to B.
I say B as well.
Stinky ASMR.
Say more.
Stinky ASMR.
I've never seen stinky ASMR. What does that mean?
There's no stinky ASMR.
There's probably no stinky.
It's not real.
You know what? I like this stuff. This is perfect.
I think it would be funny.
We are going to pioneer a new category today, Stinky ASMR. Where would you put it?
If you upload a video called Stinky ASMR, that's in the title. Would it perform well?
I think it would.
I think it would.
Especially
People would be like, what is that?
where ASMR is at right now. That would definitely like.
This video gets 100 likes. I will make Stinky ASMR. No, I should say that seriously. If this video gets 100 likes, I will make Stinky ASMR.
I like the way you said stinky.
focus on like the things that excite you and the kind of videos that you just have the passion to create. Don't try to imitate someone who's already out there, because they're already there.
Yeah.
And what people are gonna come to your channel or end up subscribing or like relating is because of you and your personality and the flavor that you bring to the things that you do.
Originality is key for sure.
Because one of the best things about the ASMR community is that we could all do the exact same roleplay, the exact same video, and it's going to sound different. It's going to be different year after year, year after day after day, day after day. Don't be afraid to try. Yeah, nobody owns triggers. Nobody owns like concepts, and that's one of the best part about ASMR is that maybe they won't like when I do it, but they'll like it when you do it. So it's like, just try.
Don't let anybody trademark something as simple as a trigger. My advice to you is like continue to mingle in the community. This is one of the most friendly, most supportive communities in all of YouTube, in my opinion. Go to the events, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to like hit up that bigger creator for a collab, because I feel like the difference in our community is we don't really focus too much on, well, how many numbers do you bring in? You know,
most people who are making ASMR also consume ASMR.
Of course.
So there's usually a lot of overlap.
Do y'all have any assumptions about each other?
My biggest assumption with you was she's probably this really like calm, quiet, like you are this big like personality that just kind of engulfs the room, I guess. I'm not trying to be like, but like
stop engulfing us. I would engulf you.
I've engulfed you.
You just dislodge your
So
You're a snake.
I think that was the main one. With Jocie, I just kind of assumed the same of the whole like loud personality, but you're actually more like on the chiller side from what I've seen.
In groups of people that I don't yet know intimately, I can be more reserved. But then once I open up, I can be medium to very loud.
I love it.
I assume that you had Heelys as a kid.
I did. My dad used to launch me.
I assume you like boba tea.
I freaking love boba tea. Get out of here. It's the chewy texture. Yeah, wow. I feel like the only thing is that I thought you were cool. That's my assumption, and I was right. What's the process like of after doing a whole whispering video?
Once I do scream, I'm like,
I don't talk for like a long
it was a
time.
tough day.
It's like a big sigh, and then looking at all the mess that I've created, and I'm like,
I have one thing I say when I'm done filming, and that's it. What? Press stop, and I'm like, okay, babe, I'm done. And that's it.
done.
All right, babe, done.
And then, well, I usually exhale because I'm not breathing.
Yeah.
I'm so worried that I'm gonna wake someone up.
Oh yeah.
So
no,
like
that's-
mid to end video, it's like I'm like they're sleeping. I'm like they're probably not.
Do you guys ever get that feeling of like probably asleep at this point, like while you're filming, like
No.
the hours?
Every once in a while, I think about that. Then I'm like, I'm putting like my whole like ASMR scene into
they're not
this.
even gonna
And I'm like, they're not gonna see this shit.
There's times where like at the end of a video,
ASMR,
yeah,